Welcome to Siren Blood Curse. This is a 2008 horror stealth game, and it's the most recent entry in the Siren series. In Japan, this game is titled Siren New Translation, which is obviously a much worse title, but a more accurate one, because it refers to the fact that this game re-envisions the original Siren from 2003. The prolific horror game speedrunner Ecdysis described this as a Netflix American remake of the original Siren, which I feel is about the best description you could possibly get. I had always heard that this was just a strict remake of the original Siren, but they made everything worse, so I have always avoided checking it out. But to call this a strict remake would be a gross mischaracterization. The backstory is pretty similar. Many of the events that crop up throughout the game are similar, but the entire cast of characters is completely different, and the plot is entirely different. And you're playing Siren for the plot. It's a very scary game, but a very interesting plot. Especially the original, and if you are unfamiliar with that original, I highly recommend you familiarize yourself, and the best way to do that is with Supergreatfriend's Let's Play from a few years back. If you were to watch it before this Let's Play, you would have an entirely different experience though, because it completely recontextualizes this game. So you might want to hold off on watching it, or you can watch it now, and you'll just get a different experience. There's no wrong way to go about it. But if you're sticking with me for now, let us learn a bit more about Blood Curse here in the online manual. We gotta connect to the network to discover it is not available. Many resources involving this game are fading from this world, and if I don't archive them now, they won't exist much longer. Some of them. This one actually can be found online, and unfortunately, most of the manual is just technical information on how to play the game. There is one paragraph which provides us a bit of a prologue for the story. So pretend that this just popped up on the screen when I loaded this up. It says, on August 3rd, 2007, an American television crew reporting from deep within the mountains of Japan vanished suddenly and without a trace. Their whereabouts remain unknown. Prior to their disappearance, the crew had been investigating the ruins of a village destroyed in a landslide in 1976. Their investigation focused on rumors that the village had been the site of ceremonies involving human sacrifice. The name of the site was Hanuda Village. A village lost, a village cursed. August 3rd, 2007, midnight in the mountains, a ghostly siren wails, a red ocean appears. The lost village returns. Just a bit of mood setting for our story. Just make sure our options are set up properly before we begin. They are indeed. Excellent. So we can start a new game. Only thing I need to warn you about is intense violence for this video, although additional content warnings will have to be issued for later videos. This game goes some places. But the violence in this video is so intense, in fact, that the game was censored. Not on the disc version. If you buy a physical disc of this game, you will get the fully uncensored release. But there was no physical disc issued in America. The game is, however, completely region-free, so if you do import a copy, you can play that uncensored version. We are going to take a look at the censored version, and then I'm going to splice in the uncensored version as we go through this, so we'll get to see the full violence and discuss what was censored as we go through it. There are only normal and easy options, which is kind of generous. No hard mode. The game is hard enough already. Trust me on that. Let us begin with Episode 1. And Chapter 1. Many of the episodes are separated into chapters, and by many, I mean absolutely all of them.
feel that just now? It felt like everything shook for a second. What are they doing? I thought this was an abandoned village. Who are those people?
No. Oh my god, they didn't actually kill her, did they? I can't believe this.
Quiet. No here.
No, they're gonna kill her too.
Shit, we gotta do something.
Oh my god. She's getting away.
Hey! Leave her the fuck alone! Hey, look, someone's trying to stop her. That guy's a deep shit. We gotta go cops.
I don't have any reception. God, I can't watch this anymore.
Hey. Is she the actress that you guys hired?
Shit! How could they have just murdered her like that? Goddamn psychos! Fuck! Fuck! Help! A woman got stabbed! Tasukete! Hito ga shinda! Hello! Hello! Damn it! Where are the cops when you need them?
Archive items. That's something to look forward to. A whole mess of them, just to start the game off with. But it looks like that documentary crew, they found the ritual they were looking for. And so did Howard Wright, just some random teenager. However, that scene is the first instance of censorship in this game. They really obscured the hell out of it, and made it a lot less violent. It provides a disturbing effect, the censored version. I actually really like it. However, it does remove some very important information for the story. So, let's look at the uncensored version.
What are they doing? I thought this was an abandoned...
Wherein you can much more clearly see the ritual being set up by a group of people, hooded individuals, right about ready to reenact cannibal holocaust for us. They bring up the victim for the sacrifice, and a hooded man draws a sword and clearly runs her through with it.
No. Oh my god, they didn't actually kill her, did they? I can't believe this.
Quiet. No here.
Then he raises it above his head
They're gonna kill her too.
to take another victim.
Oh my god. She's getting away.
That is when we can see Howard Wright arrive on the scene and tackle the man with the sword.
That guy's a deep shit. We gotta go cops.
And in the confusion, both he and the sacrifice victim manage to escape. Temporarily, the day is saved. But, obviously, we have much more work to do. Also, the censored version did kinda take off the low-budget effect that is on the original version. So, again, different flavors. Not better or worse, just different. So, let us begin with our first mission. Escape from the police officer. Here we are inside the little police... I want to call it a station, but this cannot possibly be a station. Hanuda is very small, but they probably need more than just this little office. We've got a little first-person view where we can zoom in with pressure-sensitive buttons. This game does a lot to take advantage of PS3-specific features, including motion control. That'll be a bit of a nightmare. Remember when the PS3 wanted to be a Wii? I do. And I'm reliving it now. There's a familiar shape. Perhaps we'll be seeing more of that sort of thing. And the time is just before midnight on August 2nd. There's no flavor text here inside the office. We're going to have to do all of our exploration and commenting on things manually. That's why I'm here. But there's really nothing to see in here. So all we can do is hop out and get more cutscenes.
Hey, wait, what are you? Ah! Shit!
Howard, it's time you learned police will never help you. Trust only your fists. And just tank 2 bullets anyway. There's almost no way to avoid getting shot here. Howard is a shockingly badass teenager. Don't want to fall down there. That would be bad. Secretly, it's impossible, but it would also be bad if we managed to do that. We found a sake bottle. Let's get some revenge. Yep, better than that. Much better than that. Yeah, this game is not designed around combat. We are not supposed to be getting into fights. As hardy as our character can be. Like I said, this is a stealth game, so we ought to be sneakier. Once we clonk him on the head, we steal his notebook and run off. Another archive item. And another dead body. This path is apparently not safe. But it's safer than going back towards the police officer. That's for sure. Now we need to find a spot to hide. This looks like it'll do. Someone else has had less luck than us. Didn't quite make it to the hiding spot. But now that we're here, we should be safe. The dying man provided us a bit of cover. And now we are seeing through the cop's eyes. Just to get a bit of a tip. To find out what we ought to do next. But we are going to have to hop out of safety if we are to do that. He's run off around the building, it looks like. So we can enter. He hopefully won't be coming to bother us anytime soon. Quaint, small kitchen here. And a jammed doorknob. So you know this is a survival horror. Up. The officer's firing. Officer Shimano, we learned. When we picked up his archive file. Unlocking the door is probably not a great idea, but we did it anyway. Should we hide in here? Once again, someone has had poor luck trying to hide in here. and had their leg twisted around and all of their blood drained out. I don't like my odds there. Over here, we, though, have a sake bottle, so we can defend ourselves. And a TV, maybe as a distraction, just in case. And a nice closet we can fit inside. This seems much safer. It might be less safe than I thought, though. There's a woman with a slashed throat in front of us. Shimada trying to question the family about suspicious behavior. Staring us right in the eyes. Doesn't quite spot us, though. This section is very heavily scripted. We did speed it up by unlocking the door first, so Shimada could just walk right in and get down to business, blast the doorknob off the door, allowing access to the backyard. So a big difference about this game, compared to the original, is that it is intentionally less immersive. Still plenty scary, though. Shimada's looking right at me. I could see myself through his eyes. But he didn't feel like seeing us, fortunately. That's also one of the reasons they incorporated much less flavor text in this game. So you wouldn't get as bogged down in details. This one's more about the big picture than many, many details. Although there are many, many details worth exploring, horrifying though they may be. Seen enough of that room. Let us just head out the back towards relative safety. Maybe if we close the door, he won't follow us. I guess that wasn't necessary. It collapsed anyway. Now we have a much better tool for defending ourselves. This shovel. But it is a bit of a dead end. Uh-oh. He was ready for us, and he doesn't need doors. Here's our first of the motion controls. Whenever we get tackled, we gotta shake our way free. This guy can take a hit, that's for sure. But he's down.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Shit!
Hey, we did it. And that cop looks like he's out of commission. Now we can hopefully head to safety after that incredible burst of violence.
I know Mommy's scary, but don't cry, honey.
And why are you still wearing those glasses I gave you? Who keeps presents from their ex-wife? God, get rid of them already!
Hey! Cut it out!
Hey!
These are the only
What's wrong with
glasses
you
that
two?
I've got!
We just saw a goddamn murder and you're bickering over stupid shit!
What's going on? What's that?
takes yet another bullet, and that one does him in. Then we get a bunch more archive items.
Was I just imagining things?
No, not them again.
絶対にいる
そんな調子じゃ逃げ切れないですよ。
Run! Don't look back!
Daddy said they don't exist. They don't exist!
This game has episode previews and last episode recaps, much like a television show. The sort of thing that Deadly Premonition and apparently Alan Wake did. But both of those games came out in 2010. This one's from 2008. It might be the first game to have done that. But I feel like there are a few other games that have tried that out. So perhaps some of them beat Siren Blood Curse. It is an excellent tool for pacing, though. Really helps me, of course. I don't have to set the table or wrap things up, but I do have to go check out the archive, where we got 6 new items, and there's also a weapon archive. We got the shovel, a common digging tool with a curved metal blade attached to a long handle. It's also often used for scooping and mixing. And the sake bottle, a large glass bottle for storing and transporting Japanese sake. It can also be used to store other liquids, such as juice or soy sauce. Fun fact, tried at home. But this is what we're here for. Archives are just a gigantic part of every Siren game. Really add a lot of texture, even to this very, very simplified version of a Siren story. We're gonna see a lot of nuance here in this archive section. First we get the Sacred Revelations, somehow. I don't remember finding these. But this is the sacred illustrated text, and it's said to have existed from the time of the mono-religion's founding. However, the original work has long since been lost. This version is a recompilation, hand-produced by later followers of the faith. The mono-religion's unique portrayal of the final salvation is drawn in a very distinctive style. What we got in the first episode was a very generic setup, particularly in 2008, which is right when the Dawn of the Dead remake came out. That was the crest in the wave of zombie movies, right before they started to fall out of favor. So this was right at the peak of zombie popularity. And we just had a found footage movie where they stumble upon a terrifying ritual, and then zombies are everywhere. About as generic a plot setup as you could possibly get. However, this archive item implies that there's some kind of cult going on behind the scenes, which makes things a little more interesting, unless you played Dead Rising, where that is also the case. But let's learn a little more about the mono-religion. Page 1, a sacred ceremony was held, but a thief appeared, stealing the sacrifice away. And that sorta just happened. There we can see on the second page, a slaughtered pig and a woman in white lying in a pool of blood. And they did sacrifice a pig before we arrived, and a woman in white, just as Howard arrived. So it looks like Howard is the thief. On page 2, the Lord of the Gods was angry, and a mighty roar shook the earth. Which seemed to be how the chapter ended. A loud roar, in the form of a siren, it would seem. And everyone grasping their ears in agony. But that's all we know about the religion for now. Soul happened to leave the camera running by mistake. And that camera, let's learn a lot more about it. This game loves minutia. A professional-grade digital video camera, property of Cable Station Paranormal TV. This high-quality camera combines crisp, clear resolution and faithful color reproduction with a ruggedness to withstand even the most extreme outdoor conditions. It's even said to be so sturdy that it could survive being used as a weapon if the going got tough. The latest progressive CCD technology has been included, allowing reasonable filming quality even in low light conditions. Soul left the camera recording by mistake. The accidentally recorded footage starts at the timecode 13:01:20, which happens to be queued up right here.
Just what were you thinking bringing Bella to a place like this?
What do you mean? Just a crackpot show investigating some fake cult villains, right? It's not like we're in any danger. Oh, wait, what about you? What are you doing here? Aren't you trying to become a big-time news reporter?
Hey, what do you mean crackpot show? We're the #1 syndicated show in the Monday 1 a.m. time slot. We got like 10 people watching. Nah, but seriously, look.
Don't try to change the subject. Why would you ever bring Bella along on an assignment? Would you be so stupid?
The producer promised it wouldn't be dangerous. Everything was decided last minute, and I didn't have time to find a sitter. So I told the producer that I'll only go if I could bring Bella along. Why do you sound so surprised? I left a message on your cell about it.
You said you were going on vacation, not an assignment. They told me they found a third-rate scientist for the shoot, but I didn't expect it to be you. Why didn't you just leave Bella with your precious mother? She must have lost her mind letting you bring her here.
She passed away 3 months ago. Sorry I didn't tell you, but she asked me not to.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wait, she told you not to tell me? Some things never change, do they? You always did everything she said. Do you even have a mind of your own? I can't believe you're still letting her control you even after she's dead. You're pathetic.
Don't talk about her like that. It's not like I knew you were going to be here either. I mean, had I known that...
Bella, quit chewing your nails. How many times have I told you to stop that? Soul, let's go. We'll do the shoot without him. He'll be completely useless anyway.
Hey, Melissa, wait up.
Yep, Soul just happened to accidentally record a very awkward family reunion. Here we have Howard Wright's student ID. We'll save that one for last. And move on to the one we actually had to do something in order to find. Shuji Shimada's police log. Official Police Agency Notepad. Shuji Shimada, rank Police Sergeant. Issued April Fool's Day, 1971. Shuji has been an officer for a very long time. And he keeps some fan mail with him. Dear Mr. Policeman, my name is Seiji Funiyama, and I am in the 1st grade. Thank you for being a policeman on rainy days, windy days, snowy days, and thundery days. When I grow up, I want to be a policeman just like you. Me and my pig, Hanako, will protect the peace. This kid really said, "Hey cop, someday this pig's gonna do your job." Oink oink, officer. I like this kid. And we also got a TV episode proposal, written by Soul Jackson. Paranormal TV Channel 3333, Standard Program Proposal Form. Title of program, Encounters. Episode, Hanuda Lost. A Tale of Human Sacrifice. Producers, John Titor. Director, Soul Jackson. Camera operator, Soul Jackson. Other crew, Melissa Gale. Guest scientist, TBD. Production company, Future Past Productions Incorporated. Category, documentary. Target audience, males, 20s to 30s. Show description, Encounters investigates the strange and the supernatural phenomena that inhabit our world. Program length, 28 minutes. Budget, $20,000. Keep it nice and low budget. If they made it about true crime, they probably could have gotten a much wider audience. But it's just after the popularity of The X-Files. They're going for what they can get at $20,000 an episode. Or maybe $20,000 a season. Staff profile addendum. Melissa Gale, middle initial S. Important information. Born May 18th, 1973. Qualifications, a master's in journalism. Relevant work history. Weatherstone College newspaper reporter, September 1991 to June 1997. Graybolt County Times reporter, till 2003. Fantastic Pets anchor, until 2007. just January, before this whole mess went down. She's a native of Graybolt County. Melissa Gale has over 15 years of print and broadcast news experience in addition to a master's in journalism from the prestigious Witherstone College. She is professional and committed to seeking out the truth. While working as a reporter for the county newspaper, she covered a range of high-profile assignments, including the infamous Graybolt Butcher case. Melissa maintains pride in her work, but is not afraid to cover any assignment, great or small, as proven by her 4 years as a TV host for Fantastic Pets, a local program covering touching stories about pets and their owners. The highs and the lows of Melissa Gale's career. And here's Melissa Gale's cell phone. Her idle screen is currently set to a picture she took with the phone of a hand-drawn Mother's Day card from Bella. There are still 3 messages in memory. So we got a lot more to hear from this archive item. They just keep coming.
You have 3 saved messages. First message, sent.
Oh god, mid-2000s voicemails. They never end.
PM.
Yo, Melissa, it's Saul. Looks like our trip to the land of the sushi is right around the corner. Are you ready to make another great show? Listen, I have something I gotta get off my chest. But it can wait till we get back. Hey, maybe we can talk over dinner. All right. Well, I'll see you in a couple of days.
Second message, sent July 31st, 9:28 p.m.
Hey, Melissa. This is John Tider, the producer for Encounters. I was calling to let you know that we found our scientist for the Japan episode. We didn't have much of a budget left after the travel arrangements, so he's no Ivy Leaguer, but I'm sure he'll do the trick. Throw a doctor on somebody's name and they sound all official, right? I told Sol already, but it's been arranged for you to meet at the airport after you land. So, hey, have a nice trip.
Third message, sent August 1st, 10:31 a.m.
Hi, Melissa. This is Sam, and I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to take Bella on a trip with me. We'll be heading out soon. I think it'll be good for her to get out and see more of the world, and this is the perfect chance. Please don't worry. I'm sure she'll have a great time, and of course, everyone knows that it's safe. And Bella, wait.
End of messages.
Just a bit more characterization for our main cast that we still haven't played as yet. But we will. We'll get to see many, many different characters throughout this game. And back to Howard Wright's student ID. Slipped out of his pocket when he tackled the man with the sword. He's from Yorimi International School. His birthday was July 30th, 1989. Just turned 18. And he's got a website. It begins. This is a staple of the Siren series. All of the previous games are multimedia experiences with metatextual elements that are relevant to the game's plot and will provide further information. So, this website is part of that for this game, because that tradition continues with Blood Curse. They always do a lot of work with these games. They go above and beyond just the game itself. And it is very impressive. So, we should check this website out. But, it's offline, because this game came out 14 years ago. Fortunately, it was backed up on the Wayback Machine, so let's take a look at it now. So here we are, Howard Wright's personal blog, Living Right in Japan. Normally it starts you on the most recent set of posts, but I've set it up here so that we are on the earliest set that he ever posted. Lives in Japan, goes to an international school, loves basketball and biking, digs Japanese ramen, wants to live in his own place. And the first post was on May 31st of 2007. I'm HW Biker. I'm an American high schooler who's been living in Japan for about half a year now. I started this blog so I can keep in touch with all of you back home and to practice my Japanese a bit. Yeah, it sucks, but that's why I'm doing this in the first place. Anyway, feel free to add comments or write me an email if you want to talk. My parents don't know about it, so don't hold back. And it's cheaper than an international call. And this first post has some comments. You'll note there is quite a bit of Japanese text. He wrote the post out in Japanese and then in English for practice. He also wrote the title out in Japanese. I don't know what it says, unfortunately. And when we get to the comments, we will also find that they are indecipherable. However, if we pay close attention to them, Anonymous Japanese Sensei seems to have quoted this bit of text here. Yeah, identical text between the two, but he put an X next to it, so this is wrong. Howard is inept at Japanese, so he typed something improperly, and this apparently is the correct version of what he was trying to say. And then Howard responded with some, perhaps, thanks for the correction. And then he wrote out the correct version, as suggested by the sensei. And then the sensei copied the text that was thanking him, said that was wrong, and then corrected that as well. So Howard is bad at the Japanese language. And unfortunately, I don't really know what any of this says, because this Japanese text and all the Japanese text on this site is not text. This is a image with Japanese text on it. So I can't copy and paste it into Google Translate to get a vague idea of what it's supposed to say. It's just a mystery to me. You have to actually be able to read Japanese to know what is being said here. So that is a bit lost to time. Perhaps, eventually, someone will figure it out for me. But for now, we will leave it a mystery. We've deciphered the important part anyway. So, same day, May 31st, I just scored my bike license. Now I can finally ride my own bike rather than always playing passenger. I've already got the bike too. My friend's brother is going to give me one for free. Thanks, Ray. Summer vacation's coming, and this is shaping up to be a sweet one. These next few weeks of school are going to feel way too long. It feels like the clock ticks backwards in class. Got some comments on this one too. We got Ray. Congrats, man. I'll bring the bike by your place later. You'll have to file some paperwork to get it registered in your name, but I'll explain when I get there. It's been with my bro for a while now, so it might not be in the best of shape. Make sure you take it in for some maintenance. You don't want it dying on you while you're riding. I'm pumped. Thanks for bringing the bike by, Ray. I want to hop on it and give it a spin. You make it sound like it's ready to fall apart, though. What do I need to do to get it running right? No response. You'll have to figure that out on your own, Howard. On to the June entries, which I have open in a separate tab for faster loading. My apologies to everyone reading this blog who wants to email me. I had to hide my address because I got spammed by some psycho yesterday. If you're the psycho and you're reading this now, get some help, guy. The email was some BS about how I'm supposed to go to a place called Hanuda Village and save a damsel in distress. Probably some shady timeshare scammer who got my name with my email address off this blog. Who knew there were still villages anyway? That sounds like something out of the Dark Ages. I guess I better ask the Lord and Lady for permission to leave the fief before I ride out on my horse to save the damsel. Is there even a place called Hanuda in Japan? That was June 1st. Got a mystery email. June 2nd. He's using a Tengu mask as a coat hook. Me and my family must have bullseyes painted on our backs or something. 2 days ago, I got spammed with an email from some crank inviting me to ride out to nowhere, and now my dad got a call from a Japanese person claiming to be his long-lost grandson. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so unless there's something I don't know, he doesn't have a grandson, let alone a Japanese one. Apparently, it's a big scam now where people pretend to be a family member in order to get free clothing. The guy on the phone said he survived a plane crash on an island, but his socks were all eaten by a smoke monster. Why clothing? Why not just ask for cash? Yep, big scam to get free socks. Yeah, that's a Lost reference. Welcome back to 2008. Smack dab in the middle of that show's popularity. That's a bit of a weird nonsense message. Maybe Howard has a long-lost son that he doesn't know about. June 9th, Saturday. I found a funky Japanese record at the second-hand place today. And yeah, I do mean funky. These three guys on the cover are awesome. I could swear they're the same person, but the clerk said they're actually triplets. I don't even have a record player, but for 30 yen, it's a steal to own something this ridiculous. It looks like the 70s in Japan were just as bad as the 70s back home. I want to hear what it sounds like, but I don't know anyone with a player. Oh, and bigger news. I finally managed to grab my own copy of Damsel of Darkness on DVD. I've been looking for that one forever. The main girl is smoking hot. Apparently the Japanese title is Kuriyami no Otome, so that explains why I haven't had much luck until now by asking for Damsel of Darkness in my best Japanese accent. The old guy at the store spoke near perfect English, so he knew what I was talking about and helped me find it. Apparently, Howard's a bit of a hipster, and thinks that just saying English words in a Japanese accent is the way to speak Japanese. After living in Japan for at least 6 months, but let's take a closer look at these items. This game has tons and tons of set design. They made physical items for in-game lore. That's what all of the archive items that we looked at were. Physical items. And that's what these are. A record for the Bermuda 3. 3 triplets with big afros. And a DVD for Damsel of Darkness. Can't see too much more in the way of details there. But, again, going way above and beyond for everything when they make a Siren game. June 12th. Me and some guys from the basketball team found a killer hamburger place not too far from school. It almost sucks finals are next week because that means that may be the last decent burger we can grab until school starts up again in fall. I'm not about to go all the way out there on a day off. The international school I go to is a journey from my house in the suburbs. I have to change trains twice just to get there. I wish I had an MP3 player or something to pass the time. Those long-ass train rides suck. Yeah, that's a horror story I can relate to. Public transit without headphones. A true nightmare. June 18th. I miss being able to just chuck everything in one trash can. This picture I took shows how crazy you can get here. They make you split up burnable and non-burnable trash, and then the recyclable stuff is all split up too. You'd be surprised what burns and what doesn't. I'll probably never get it right. Something about burning mountains of trash just doesn't sit too well with me, though. That can't be healthy. Anyway, I'm more worried about my finals than separating trash right now. I wish I could chuck them into the burnable bin. Yeah, that is a lot of separate trash cans. Sure would be nice to just throw everything away the American way. On to July, the 4th of July. School's out for the summer, baby. I finished my last final today, but some of the other guys still have more tomorrow. Sucks to be them. This blog is helping me out big time because it feels like I aced my Japanese final. After school, I hopped on my bike and rode around for a few hours. It felt great to be free. Later, I went and set off some fireworks with my friends. It's kinda cool that fireworks isn't just a 4th of July thing here. There are fireworks ceremonies pretty much every weekend throughout summer, and the convenience stores carry the small stuff so you can go out and set off a few whenever you feel like it. Or whenever you want. I paraphrased a little there. I also paraphrased set off a few. It should be set a few off. Sorry, Howard. Did not mean to misquote you. On to July 5th, the next day. Joel let me borrow a classic video game the other day. It was one I played back when I was living in the States, but whoever redid the thing for Japan made some huge changes. It's all weird now. Even the title has changed to some ridiculously long one that has nothing to do with the original game. Jackalope Man was changed into something involving a one-eyed dragon, a horn, and a party of stars. Your guess is as good as mine. What the hell were they thinking? Howard is the original angry video game nerd. Let's get a closer look at this video game. Jackalope Man. Which, apparently, Howard was playing recently, as of 2007? I mean, he was just in America 6 months ago. This does not look like a 2007 era game, from the look of it. But they did make a physical box for it. It still is called Jackalope Man here on the cover, but perhaps this has a completely different title. For the Ultra Network King. And from the look of it, Jazz Jackrabbit might have a bit of a lawsuit on their hands. Or that other one with the green bunny. You know what I'm talking about. On to July the 7th. Just got back from the Tenabata Festival. It's a custom in Japan and other parts of Asia involving a legend about two lovers separated across space who can only meet each other one night a year. Part of the tradition involves tying wishes to bamboo, so I figured I'd give it a shot and wrote mine in the best Japanese I could. Some of the wishes were way out there. One a little boy put up was, "I wish there was more beef." If that's his number one wish, he must be one hell of a hamburger and steak fan. What did I wish for? Maybe I should keep it under wraps in case this stuff works like birthday candles, but I wished I could go on a long-distance bike tour. God knows what he actually wrote, given how terrible his Japanese is. But I think this is his. There's a little face drawn on it. Looks kind of like his haircut. And on July the 20th, I've been renting tons of videos now that I'm on summer break. The local video store carries nothing but crap, and I'm running out of stuff to watch. My last video was Invasion of the Jackalope Men. You know it's bad when you can see the zippers on the monster costumes. It didn't have any good death scenes. Just a bunch of people fainting because the monster smells terrible. Killer stench? What stank was this movie? My friends have mostly gone home for the summer, so I'm stuck watching bad movies by myself. I wish Joel, Tom, and the other guys were here instead of back in the States. Watching a bad movie together with them was almost better than watching a good movie. The Return of Jackalope Men. Or plural Jackalope Men for the first time. They made a video game about them before, and now they're making movies about them. Those famous Jackalope Men. Invasion of the Jackalope Men, starring Laura Deacon, Mark Olden, Bobson Dugnut. Doesn't actually say that, but I can't read any of the names, they're too blurry. So, on to the next post. On July the 29th, one day before Howard's birthday. I was so sick of being in the house watching B-movies like that Jackalope nonsense that defiled my TV screen last week. That's why I decided to get out of the house and walk to a shrine today. I'm in Japan, so I figured I should do some more Japan things. I like the local shrines since there aren't too many people there, and I can just relax. I was actually enjoying myself until I went and blew some yen on one of the fortunes they always have at the temple, called Omikuji. I got stuck with the worst one, Great Curse. Not only that, but I got screwed because the same future was written over and over again. Did the fortune factory machine break down or something? That's pretty jacked up to give a person Great Curse and a repeating fortune. So, Howard got cursed. Maybe he should not have bought that fortune, as he seems to have had some bad luck. But that is the end of July, on to August. The fateful August 2007. But this is August 1st. I finally turned 18. My friends got together and bought me a kick-ass MP3 player. I already hooked it up to the computer and put my favorite song on it. I was partying pretty late, so my mom was pissed at me when I got back last night. She hates it that I'm riding a bike too. I don't know what she's so worried about. Japan at night is safer than most places in the day. Unlike Japan, and having to wait until I'm 20 to be considered an adult, 18 equals adult in the States, so she doesn't have any right to tell me what to do. I need to hurry up and set up my own place so I can make my own rules. Getting sick of his home life, and getting very excited about his new MP3 player, the Digital Sound Eternity Looper by Homie. He put the entirety of one song on it to just play forever and ever and ever. I hope he really, really likes that song. Wonder what song it could be. On August the 2nd, I'm so sick of being cooped up in my room all day, every day, day after day, forever and ever. I'm also so sick of my parents treating me like a kid. I've been living in Japan for more than half a year now. It's a safe place, but man, it can get boring. I need to get out and do something. Maybe I'll try to find that Hanuda place that was in the spam mail. That'd be awesome if the damsel in darkness looked anything like the damsel of darkness. Damsel in distress looked anything like the damsel of darkness. He's got to be a big fan of this damsel. Big enough to actually risk going to Hanuda against his parents' wishes. So later that same day, finally got to see how fast this bike goes on the highway. It's so freaking awesome to get away from home and feel some speed. I stopped by one of those parking areas with the food stands they have everywhere in Japan and grabbed some ramen. Damn, it tasted good after riding all morning. Not sure what these weird black rubbery things are, though. I love Japanese ramen, but I could do without the bonus material floating in my soup. Yep. He's playing a exciting round of mushroom or squid. 333 later in the day. He can apparently post from his phone or something? That was actually quite rare in the year 2007. And I think we saw his phone. Oh, we haven't seen his phone. Never mind. Who knows how he's doing this? They have computers at the truck stops. Alright, now I'm getting somewhere. I finally reached Kamimisumi. My ass feels like it's on fire from sitting on that hard seat all day. The bike also keeps stalling on me every time it hits a bump. I hope this piece of junk holds up long enough to get me where I'm going. I'm starting to see why my friend's brother gave it away. Sorry, Ray, I'm happy to get a free bike, but couldn't you have at least warned me better about how much of a lemon it was? Howard, you jerk. He very clearly did warn us. You just did not heed the warning. On to later in that same day. More of an ominous image, one we've seen before. Fantastic, my bike crapped out on me in the middle of no man's land. That's what I get for trusting some free hand-me-down. Even myself starting to give out on me. What else can go wrong? Japan's a pretty crowded country, so I'm sure if I walk around long enough, I'll find someone that can help. At least I hope I will. I've been wandering around for hours now, and I think I got myself lost. I know I'm not alone because some joker dropped this weird stick thing here to freak me out. I can't really describe it, so I'll just take a picture and post it. I could swear I'm being watched, and it's starting to get dark. This is too damn creepy. Screw finding Hanuda, I just want to go home. Yeah, he's stumbled into the horror movie part of his little adventure. And that is where the game picks up. But this post, this final post, also has some comments. And he made it at just before 6 p.m. Something to note. And then I guess he wandered around for 6 more hours. So Eric asks, hey, did you really go to that effed up village? I left you a message about it. Are you okay? This was just after midnight the next day. Ray asked, why didn't you call me? I would have gone with you. Sorry about the bike, man, but you shouldn't have gone off on your own like that. Indeed, Ray continues to be a good friend who Howard does not appreciate. Yumi posted in Japan and then translated it for convenience sake. Howie, where'd you go? Everyone's looking for you. We hope you're alright. This was, August 4th, the day after. And then finally, on August 13th, at 3:33 a.m., someone with no name posted something in Japanese, which I don't know what it is. A complete and total mystery. Perhaps some kind of spoiler. But for now, it shall remain a mystery. This is the first of our big meta elements in Siren Blood Curse. There will be many more, and of course, much more of the game to come. We barely even scratched the surface of the gameplay, and the story is just beginning. I promise you it is not nearly as generic as it currently seems. See you next time for episode 2 of Siren Blood Curse.